Arsenal Fan TV, very disappointing in the end today.
Yeah, it was a disappointing game. We do need a striker. Podolski isn't that guy. He's not.
Why not? Why not? Does he even get a chance? I mean, today he sat on the bench. We're crying out for a goal. There's 15 minutes left. I mean, why didn't he bring him on earlier? Well, let's see what he's made of. Let's see if he is any good. I mean, I don't know if he's any good or not because he ain't playing him.
I think we've seen him enough. I think, for example, when we left the 4-4-2, that to me was the end of Eduardo. And I look at Eduardo as a very Podolski. I look at the two of them as very similar type players. They can't play that role up top on their own. They've got to play off someone. So Podolski scores all his goals, but he scores them from knockdowns, off Giroud, off a Sonogo, off whoever he's playing up there with. I think, to a sense, Ozil's been hung out to dry. We've got to remember that Ozil hasn't had a pre-season in the 2 seasons that he's been here. He come very late when he come from Real Madrid last season. He come just off the World Cup. And I think, in a sense, his match fitness isn't there. But then that's Wenger's fault, because Wenger should be managing that and Wenger should be utilising the rest of the squad. We've got Rosicky who sat on the bench for all season and barely had any minutes. We've had Joel Campbell who sat on the bench and barely had any minutes. There's no point saying we've got a load of players and we've got a load of strikers if you're not using them. What's the point of using those?
What's your opinion on the striker situation then? You heard fans at the end of the game pretty vocal, singing to Arsene Wenger, sign a effing striker. What's your opinion? Who do you think? I mean, you're talking about that sort of striker that's going to be able to hold up the ball. Who is that person?
It's not even a player that can hold up the ball. You look at someone like Falcao, and Falcao can play that role on his own. He doesn't. He's a natural striker. These guys aren't necessarily natural strikers. I don't know who the person is. I just hope there is someone out there. The reality is Wenger looked at it last season and wanted to bring in Barr, he wanted to bring in Suarez, he wanted to bring in a range of people. So you look at it and say, well, why didn't he go out and do it in January? And if he wasn't going to go out and do it in January, why wasn't that his priority? I know Wenger's turned around and said that Sanchez is his striker and that's his £32 million man, but there's got to be someone else. And I'm worried.
Get the Arsenal Fan TV app, available on Apple and Android now.